Hey guys, Tim7 here with another race for you guys, HRL round 3. This is Minneapolis SX. On the screen you're going to see your point standings from Barvo Speedway. If you missed Barvo Speedway, I highly suggest you go back and watch those races. Barvo is definitely fun and exciting to watch. Have not had enough good oval action on Halo 5, so it's nice to see some good oval action. Next we have the Minneapolis track analysis. Now, if you guys are not used to Supercross, I'll try my best to explain it as best I can. Like right now behind you, you're seeing a split section. So basically what Supercross is, at least in Halo terms, it's just a track with a bunch of jumps, and they're designed for dirt bikes in real life, and they're set up with all sorts of varying jumps and in varying sizes, and the way that they're tied together. You can refer to them sometimes as triples, as tabletops, singles, doubles, and that's depending on how many jumps there are in the section. So like let's say there's 1, 2, 3 ramps, you'll have a triple, 2 there's a double, or if there's just one on its own it's a single. And as we go through the starting gate here, and I'll try to explain it the best I can as we go through the different sections on the track so that you guys get used to Supercross if you're not used to it. Very interesting gate lineup, as you can see on the screen, and we have our Monster Energy girl going off of the track. HRL really ahead of its time with the SX girls, and we're off. Gate is down, green flag. That is how the starts work in Supercross. Whoa! In the first section we already see several people down going into the rhythm. All kinds of collisions still. Slaunch with a pretty poor start. That was sick. The double whip coming from Luke and Blades. The teammates, the Rockstar teammates, although where is their third guy? Slaunch, he's pretty far behind. Definitely going to have to fight his way through the field with a pretty poor start. Jumping their way into what's going to come as the tabletop rhythm. One of the most treacherous, I think one of the most hard to figure out sections in the track, at least in this version of the track. It is very difficult to figure that out. Pretty good mix of drivers landing and casing the second triple. As we go over the finish line, Blades leads that lap, but Luke fights back, and Blades pops an insane two-wheel. Good battle here between Luke and Blades, the teammates. Luke opts for the outside, Blades for the inside. Blades leaving enough room for Luke. Luke's going to pull a crossover. Blades with a slight case. Luke definitely had a better run on that jump. And as I was trying to explain before with the terminology, a case is essentially when you land a jump short. That's essentially what it is, when you hit the landing short and you don't land properly. So I'll try to explain some of that terminology as we go through this race to help you guys that are not used to Supercross. Berms. Berms are essentially, if you want to compare it to an oval, banked sections of the track. That's what a berm is. It's a banked section of the track, and you'll generally see them on the outside of turns. You'll see some berms. Dropping bars out here. Rapper Luch. MC Luch, rather. Oh, Decoy getting all kinds of squirrely right there through the rhythm section. Now that rhythm section, or excuse me, split section, is another, I think, divisive part of the track. I think the left side is way faster, just personal opinion, although some people do prefer the right. I think it's divisive though, because in my opinion that left side does have a pretty big advantage there if you know how to hit it correctly. That first rhythm section, the inside should be pretty easy for people, although we do see a lot of new Supercross drivers, so for experienced ones, it's pretty easy. For new ones, it's surprisingly difficult. I didn't think it would be as hard as it turned out. But as you can see, some of them struggle with it a little bit. If you don't know what a whoop section is, as soon as we go through that again, I'll explain it to you guys. Little inside bump there after the finish line. There's the whoop section right there. Just basically a bunch of little mini jumps placed in a row is simply what a whoop section is. There's the first triple, one of the most insane triples on the track. I think the second one definitely gets more airtime, although my favorite would have to be the third, or excuse me, the first. Blades with a pretty substantial lead here on Luke. Luke is second, and Papa has already worked his way through the field up into third, so a Rockstar 1, 2, 3 at the moment for this Moto. We'll have to see if Slaunch can catch up to Luke, and then Blades. I don't know though, because Blades is pretty fast on this track. At least, and he has a substantial lead, as I said, in this moto. He has a huge lead for how much time is left. Going through all the drivers in the pack, hopefully in order for you guys. Went to Opix. Here's Cookie. Cookie making his debut start in this season of HRL. He's a common FLR driver in Decoys League, and I think he's going to be... I think Cookie is someone you guys are going to want to watch out for on the road courses. I genuinely do. I think that he will be solid on those tracks, and you guys should definitely be wary of Cookie when it comes to the next road course. And then here's Cat, and when it comes to not much practice on this one, so pretty rough run for Cat, but for him, I think on Supercross, kind of a similar player to Cookie. I think on Supercross, next Supercross we do, if Cat gets a decent amount of practice, I definitely watch out for him. Decoy, more of a road course specialist. I mean, he races all the different types of tracks, but I'd say he's definitely better at road courses. His best, although he didn't have the greatest performance at Barvo, I think he's pretty decent on ovals. Here we have another update with Blades holding that solid lead. I mean, see the gap here. He's hitting that first corner right now. We're still not seeing... I think that might be second place right there. I think finally second and third places are hitting the finish line. So Blades with a 2, possibly 3 section lead, lapping Matt right there, putting Matt a lap down. Here's Luke and Slaunch. I think Slaunch is closing that gap. All it's going to take is a little mistake or maybe a lap driver for Slaunch to catch up to Luke here. DJ blue flagging right there. Whoa, Slaunch went off the side of the berm, going a little too ham trying to avoid the blue flag action. I don't think he expected himself to have that much of a run. I mean, Slaunch had a huge run off of that whoop section, and he kind of undercompensated for it. Much faster than he expected to be. Watching the tabletop rhythm right there, going into the next triple. Lots of drivers seem to be having problems with this split section. I'm not sure what they're doing wrong. Perhaps they are... Ooh, HT going over the track. Good thing he's able to simply re-enter right there. I think the issue they're likely having for that right side of the split is they're probably just not hitting the berm. I'm assuming they're just not hitting it high enough as they should be. The left side is pretty simple. I mean, if you hit the inside, you stick it, you're good on your throttle control. You should not fail the inside. You see what Luke does right there, hitting that berm. That's what you want to do. And right there, what Slaunch does, cutting that inside, I think that makes the right side of that split far superior. And Slaunch goes to the inside. Fast line right there. Luke missed the speed boost. Oh, but Slaunch gets held up by lap traffic, and Luke goes ham on the lap traffic, pushing him up the berm. And gets a little boost from him, too, perhaps a lag bubble boost in the air. So that's going to help Luke stay ahead of Slaunch. Although Slaunch pretty fast on this track. Could definitely see him get back up there in a few laps. And we have a good battle. Whoa! Who's that? Possibly Assassin going down right there? As these drivers, I believe that's Cat and DJ possibly, going through the triple. Yeah, I think that's who it was. And Slaunch has somehow gotten by Luke at this point. Must have been a rough run in the tabletop rhythm, as Slaunch has gotten by Luke at this point. They run different lines. Luke's still got Slaunch in striking distance. He's probably going to have to try to make a move here to keep him in the gap. Ooh, went hard for it on the whoops. Perhaps a little too hard. He gets a rough run. And Slaunch is going to have a pretty big gap now after that. Both working their way pretty rough through lap traffic. I believe that was Decoy. Possibly Decoy. Still running solid through these whoops. These whoops are very treacherous, as you guys can see. They have different sizes, and some of them are raised at a higher height than the other ones are, and they kind of alternate, so it makes those whoops extremely treacherous, and you never know. It's a very haphazard whoop section. You never know which whoop is raised to which height and which one's going to cheese you, essentially. Very, very chaotic, those whoops, just like the original. If you guys saw the original Minneapolis, the whoops were extremely treacherous on that track. seems like we have a pretty divisive cut of drivers that are either good at that second. The first triple, I think everybody's figured out. Like, okay, just hit the berm and then you're good. But for some reason, the second triple has still got people divided, and we don't see drivers land that one as consistently as they do the first. Going to back to Blades, your leader here, with a solid moto run, and he does not have a moto win this season. We have seen 3 moto winners this season so far: Opix, Luke, and Slaunch. Blades looking to pick up that first moto win, and if he did, that would give everybody on the Rockstar team a moto win. Speaking of teams, yeah, we're gonna need some people to form some new ones here. we definitely, that is one thing that us as the league owners have wanted for the last couple of weeks, is we want some more people to form teams. So I'll have to see. I'll try to update you guys on that in future races if we get some more teams. Oh, and that's just unfortunate. DJ goes over the berm, and that's a very hard berm to recover from when you go over. Mistake on our part as the track creators. Definitely a flaw that we'll have to fix in an updated version, as that part of the track definitely cheesed a couple people. It's very rough to get out of there once you're stuck in those rocks. Slaunch trying to make any kind of run he can, but Blades is coming to the white flag. He cheeses himself. Not good. Come on, Blades. There you go. Good recovery. Try not to ruin it on the last lap. He's got a pretty decent lead still. He just needs to run it clean. He takes the outside, hits the triple-double. Pretty loosey-goosey, but he was able to land it. Again, not the best run ever, but he lands it. Lands the triple. Pretty decent run through the whoops, I'd say. I mean, he's running the track, I'd say a little safe, which, I mean, can you blame him? He's just trying to get a good lap in here. That was probably his worst section in terms of, like, if he cheeses himself, Slaunch could catch up, was his tabletop rhythm, and he nailed it, and then he nails the triple as well. All he needs is a clean run here. Double. There it is. Blades is going to do it. First moto win for Stain Blades in the season at Minneapolis SX. Slaunch gets second. Luke gets third. And here we go to this battle mid-pack. Whoa, somebody getting all kinds of cheesy in the whoops right there. I think that's NSA. Oh, he goes down. Ooh, goes down hard. Now it's between Cookie and Cat. Can Cat make any move on Cookie? Last chance for him. He gets loose in the bermage, and I believe he cases the triple. Not going to be able to make any kind of move right there. Watch out for that person in the rhythm. There you go. Gets by him. And that was a good battle for fourth there. Blades taking the win in this moto. There's your results. Blades first, Slaunch second, Luke third, Cookie fourth, Cat fifth, Opix sixth, Decoy seventh, Matt in eighth. And then for the rest of your field, DJ in 9th, HTX in 10th, Assassin in 11th, NSA 12th, Vulcan with the DNF in 13th. Get ready for the next moto, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. See you next time.